Let's discuss about modern instructional approaches. Instructional approaches constitute the educational approaches for turning knowledge into learning. Modern instructional method is more activity-based and centers the learner's minds, which involves them entirely into the process of learning. In the modern teaching or training method, curriculum of training and planning are done keeping the learner as the primary target. Through this way, learners actively participate in the whole process of building their knowledge and sharpening their skills. This is also termed as constructivist approach. There are several modern reasons for why such approaches emerged, which includes cost effective. The classroom learning process is much cost effective when it is through modern technological tools. The reason is the coverage is much wider and the number of people who can learn will also be more in number, and then there is a merit of saving on cost. Traditional classrooms and simulation instruction methods are often relatively expensive for many multinational companies. Either employees must be accumulated at a centralized location for training, or a number of trainers must be trained to deliver the content, and then they have to be brought to different locations to train. Best suited for MNCs. Most traditional training approaches are normative in nature rather than individualized to meet trainee needs. The pace and plan for instruction are set by instructors and do not vary across individual trainees. For even correspondent courses, the trainee must proceed through a series of assessment that does not vary across trainees. The training literature has described efforts to develop more individualized instruction, such as placing high ability learners in different types of training environment than lower ability learners. Hence, these kind of training methods or instructional approaches are the result of multinational companies' initiatives. So it was an initiative now being spread to other companies too. Most traditional training programs are scheduled and delivered at particular times. Individuals may be forced to attend the training before or even maybe after the training is required. So, whereas modern instructional approaches are highly flexible in nature and they are available 24 bar 7 as per the requirements of individuals. The last concern is that of skill practice. Most traditional instructions can provide only a minimal amount of time for skill practice. The practice time must be shared across the number of trainees attending the same courses. And for individualized practice, there is a need for multiple trainers. Practice is often limited to a few types of scenarios or situations. Hence, modern approaches help in enhancing skill practice. Now let's discuss the modern instructional approaches. Types are distance learning, interactive multimedia, web-based instructions, intelligent tutoring systems, and virtual reality. Distance learning or online learning from a distance has become a go-to method of training, especially as we all adjust to new circumstances presented by the pandemic. Distance learning is a system and a process that connects learners with distributed learning resources. It refers to learning without the physical presence of an instructor. It involves two-way communication between individuals and involves two types of technology: teleconferencing and webcasting. Teleconferencing is a new age integrated technology. The application makes use of closed circuit television, video, telephone, internet, and radio technology to enable people from remote distance and destinations to interact live with one another. This is in turn facilitates timely sharing of information beyond geographical boundaries and time zones. Webcasting typically allows information to be delivered one way to many people. It is a live or pre-recorded program that is sent from one location to other locations. Let's discuss the advantages of distance learning. It saves time and money. It leads to quick access to many learners. It is self-paced learning. Other benefits includes just-in-time learning, flexibility, accessibility, and accessibility to wide number of people. There are few drawbacks of distance learning, such as it requires a lot of investment and complicated technology, requires advanced planning, does not offer immediate feedback, and it is social isolation. Let's discuss the next method of learning and training approach, which is modern interactive multimedia. Multimedia refers to the combination of a variety of communication channels into a coordinated communicative experience for which an integrated cross channel challenge of interpretation does not exist. Interactive method, also called interactive multimedia, any computer delivered electronic system that allows the users to control, combine, and manipulate different types of media such as text, sound, video, computer graphics, and animation. Let's discuss the advantages. The process of interaction with content material provides strong learning reinforcement. Interaction with the material creates involvement. Trainees learn at their own pace. Trainees are in control of the information they receive, the direction and information taken, and the amount of information they use. And it is also effective in respect to time and consistency. Interactive multimedia enables the companies over the period of time to reduce costs. There are few drawbacks. The drawbacks are it is expensive and time consuming. It depends on the content developer who is a specialist. Internet issues, standards are still in a state of flux. Multimedia is an information rich environment and requires collection of great deal of materials and to exploit the opportunities. Let's discuss the next method, which is web-based instruction. It is defined as an innovative approach for delivering instruction to a remote audience using the World Wide Web as the instruction delivery system. Web-based learning environment use the resources of the web to create a context in which learning is supported and fostered. Web-based instruction is a hypermedia-based instructional program which utilizes the attributes and resources of the World Wide Web to create a meaningful learning environment where learning fostered and supported. The advantages are easy delivery of trainers to users, opportunities for group training, multi-platform capabilities, easy updating of content, quicker turnaround of finished product, requires less technical support. There are few drawbacks of multimedia or web-based instructions. Bandwidth or browser limitation may restrict instructional methodologies. Limited bandwidth means lower performance for sound, video, and intense graphics. And someone must provide server access, control usage, and bill users. The next method of modern approach, instructional approach, is intelligent tutoring system. An intelligent tutoring system is a computer system that aims to provide immediate and customized instructions or feedback to learners, usually without requiring intervention from a human teacher. ITSs have the common goal of enabling learning in a meaningful and effective manner by using a variety of computing technologies. There are few components of intelligent tutoring systems, that is domain expert, trainee model, scenario generator, training session manager, and user interface. There are few common types used, that is tutoring, coaching, and empowering. Tutoring, it is usually targeted at one or two subjects with the hope of increasing performance within the specific domain. Coaching is an activity of guiding a manager by a senior one. Empowering, it refers to passing on authority and responsibility. Virtual reality is a simulated experience that can be similar to or completely different from the real world. A person using virtual reality equipment is able to look around the artificial world, move around and interact with virtual features of items. It is a computer-based technology that gives learners a realistic interactive experience, or a sense of being there. Virtual reality is three-dimensional, representing real life with computer graphics that portray the functionality of complete objects or environments. Interactive, responding immediately and realistically to users' actions. It is immersive, involving the learner in the physical process and putting them at the center of the experience. Unlike animations and videos, in which images are played and replayed, VR can be viewed, interacted with, and examined from any number of perspectives in any sequence. It provides multisensory input by enabling learners to see and hear, perform and actions, perceive the consequences of action through immediate realistic feedback, both visual and auditory, and in some cases experience tactile feedback in real time. VR or virtual reality technology can be used in a standalone virtual environment or integrated into a multimedia computer-based training application with media such as video, animation, and text. VR is often applied to simulation or scenario-based learning applications that enable the learners to perform skills and apply knowledge while working at his or her own pace. There are few advantages. It able to simulate risky situations. Results are accurate and realistic simulations. Highly visual approach which aids with learning. Peer review feedback and ongoing assessment. It ensures that training is fun and enjoyable. It ensures cost effectiveness. There are few drawbacks. Drawbacks is virtual reality equipment is very expensive. It makes lack of interaction with real world. It consists of complex technology. It is limited to people who have good eyesight. Virtual reality is used in training in the field of architecture, meteorology, military, medical, and also molecular studies.